Welcome back, everybody. Final half hour here on a busy Overreaction Monday. We'll give you all the details on tonight's game where you can watch the Bison women coming up later on before we say goodbye. We mentioned here the baseball season going. Twins are still looking for their first win. Preview that coming up later on. High school baseball not that far away. Even though the spring sports are going, football is never far from the brain. It was a big recruiting weekend. This is the time of the year. We're in March, April, where guys are out potentially getting visits and getting offers, and our next guest is certainly one of them. You've seen him featured on our high school football on First Down Friday or on our Game of the Week over the last couple of years, and it's just starting to pop now for people recognizing the Moorhead football team was pretty darn good, and one of the main reasons why is our next guest. Taye Reich joins us, sophomore running back from Moorhead High School. This past weekend, Taye was down in the Twin Cities. P.J. Fleck offered him a scholarship to play football at the University of Minnesota. Okay, so I say that. What goes through? What's the emotion when I say that now that happened this weekend?
I mean, I still have a long ways to go before I can really do anything. So, I mean, it really means a lot though, especially because it's my home state and all that. And I could wear my state on my back, eventually in college. But I still have a long ways to go. I'm incredibly blessed that even happened. That I even had the opportunity to go down to watch them practice, let alone get an offer. So yeah, it's crazy.
Now, this all started actually last year because I was talking with your coach, and hey, he's going down to Manhattan. I'm like, Manhattan, Kansas? He's like, yeah. And Kansas State offered you after your freshman year. So,
Yeah.
I mean, what was that? Give me the mindset of, okay, you're getting an invite to go down. Did you think you were going to get offered before you left to go down there?
I had no idea that I was gonna get an offer. I was just going down there just so I can play football. When I got the invite for the camp, I was like, "Oh wow, that's crazy." And then I got the offer and I was like, "Whoa, that I was not expecting that."
So, what are you telling your parents after that? Like, okay, this is real. Like, hello, this happened.
Yeah, well, when I got the offer from Kansas State after the camp, I went and got my mom, and we were walking to talk to the running back coach, and I told her I got an offer, and she looked at me like I was crazy, and I was like, "Nah, I'm just joking with you." And then the running back coach told her, and she was like, "Oh, you're serious?" I was like, "It was funny."
To have this happen so soon, what has been the reaction for you on how do you handle that? Tay, this is, I mean, you're still in your sophomore year of high school. It's a lot to deal with already.
Yeah, well, I try not to really think about it right now because so many things can happen in the next 2 years. Like, I could I could get hurt. Obviously, I don't want that to happen, but something could happen like that. I could stop playing football. Something could happen, but I just really need to keep it in the back of my head that right now my focus is high school football. Obviously, the goal is to play college football and beyond, but right now it's getting better for my team and getting better with my team because right now my goal is win a state championship in 6A. So that's really what's on my mind
I
right
want to
now.
get to that in just a minute on the Spuds. So this past weekend, you go down with your teammate David Mack. Did you have it now that you've been through this? Like, hey, there might be an offer coming this time, or what was the mindset when you went down to the Twin Cities?
Well, I heard like me and David were talking, and he was saying how it it might happen. And at first I was like, oh yeah, you're right, it might. But every visit that I go on, every camp, I always have the same mindset as expect nothing because I'm going down there. I get the opportunity to go down there and perform, or I get to watch practice. That's really all I'm down there for. I shouldn't expect anything else. Like the fact that I can even go down there and watch their practice or like perform with them, or for them to watch me perform,
Yeah.
that's just big. So yeah, I wasn't really expecting anything.
So when you go on these, are they working you out? Can they do that for people that don't know the what is allowed and what's not? What happens on these visits?
All that really happens is there's actually quite a bit that happens, but we don't do any like physical stuff. The only thing they really do is take our measurements,
Okay.
like height and weight and all that. But other than that, we sit in with the position meetings and the whole team meeting, meet some coaches, and then watch practice. And then that's pretty much it. But there's a lot that goes on during practice and all that. So
So when you're taking it in, are you envisioning yourself like, boy, this a few years from now, this could be me?
yeah, I do think about that a lot. I watch what's going on and I think to myself, like, can I do this in the future? And like, do I have the mentality to play college football?
I want to go back to all this getting started because you play a lot of sports. When did
Yeah.
football say this is what Is it your first love? I know because you play baseball, you do
Yeah,
track. Which is it?
football is my first love.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
So when did that become the sport for you?
I'd probably say 7th grade year, maybe 8th grade, 7th grade year. I really, started to excel. I lost quite a bit of weight over the summer, got a little slimmer and faster, and I kind of just realized then, especially going into 8th grade year, I realized like, wow, I love football.
Mm.
This is amazing. This is awesome.
The fact that you are in a class with a lot of other really, really talented players, and I'll get to them in a minute. What is that like to go? You mentioned you and David both got offered. What was to do this like this weekend? And at the same time, you both got offered. What was that like?
It was crazy. Coach Fleck sat us down in his office and he gave us a little spiel about him and what he expects from his players, and I really appreciated that. And then he told us we want to offer the both of you, and I didn't even say anything. My jaw just dropped. I was like, "Are you kidding me?" And then yeah, that was crazy.
So when the offer goes out, are they expecting you to say anything, or what's the normal reaction there?
I'm not really sure. I didn't really have much to say. I was just in amazement that it
Yeah.
even happened. That was wow.
How about David? Because I know that was his first, correct? That was his first
Yeah,
scholarship
yeah.
offer.
Um, I can't really speak for David. I don't know what he was really feeling, but after we went out of his office, I was like, his first one, and he was like, "Yeah, that's crazy." And yeah,
I'm sure it made for a fun trip back home.
yeah, it was.
So tell us about this past year. I'm going to rip the Band-Aid off now because you had a dynamite year and obviously came up one game short of state. What was
Yeah.
this past experience like of the 2024 football season for you?
It was amazing. The fact that we got the opportunity to win so many games, it was just such an amazing experience going from my freshman year to my sophomore year, making so many improvements. All like not just me, but everybody on that team. Even though we lost seniors, every year we lose seniors, but the improvements that we made and the improvements that we'll make going forward throughout the summer and throughout all these winter workouts that we've done, I'm really excited, and I was really happy with what we did last year. Even though it's not how we expected to end the season, it was still a really good way to end the season, going 9-1.
I'm
So
pretty sure Coach Feeney hasn't got over it. Have you got over the Alexandria game or no?
I mean, I have, but I haven't. I mean, I know that we all gave 100%. We all gave it our all out there. So we can't do anything anymore. We can't take anything back. We can't do anything more. So you just have to live with it and improve next year.
To see them, though, I mean, last week they won the state basketball championship, and most of those guys that played football are playing basketball. Does that make you feel any better at all? That hey, the team that beat us, they were loaded.
Kinda. I mean, it's good for them that they
You
won
could
a
say
state
you could say
championship,
no.
I
That's
guess.
fine.
But yeah, I mean, basketball, football, whatever it is. Congratulations to them, though. It's a huge accomplishment. But
I got to ask about for you personally this past season. You may have snuck up on and saying you may have snuck up on opponents in your freshman year. That wasn't
yeah,
going to be the case last year, and it's certainly not going to be the case next fall. How do you adjust for that, both mentally and physically, knowing we got to know where number 7 is on the field?
well, mentally, I need to obviously grow my knowledge in the game. That's always what you can improve on. And right now, I'm at a weight where I can maybe gain like 5 pounds, but as long as I don't lose it, I'm at a really good weight. I like the weight I'm at. I feel fast. I feel really strong. And so yeah, the biggest thing for me is just mentally, I need to prepare even more than I did last year. Um, and just understanding the schemes that they're going to run against us and knowing how to adjust to that and, you know, react to that, because you can't always know exactly what you're going to do all the time. You have to react. It's not just, game plan stuff.
Now, we've seen you play both sides. How much do you I know you love running the ball, which I'll get to in a minute, but how much do you like playing defense? Is that something you've ever entertained?
I like it. When freshman year, they were talking about how I was gonna play safety for him and not play running back, but that didn't happen. Um, but yeah, I like playing defense. Obviously, I like running the ball more. I like playing on offense. There's a lot of things I can do on offense that I love. But yeah, defense is really fun too. I won't lie. I started to love defense more this year than I did last year. Just being bigger and being able to hit people more. It really helped.
Um obviously schools are looking you to play running back. What is it about you see a collegiate running back like, okay, I need to do this or to be similar to this guy. Are you doing that yet, or is it too early?
Well, whenever I'm at the spring ball practices, I'm with the running backs and I look at them and I see physically they are in a way bigger than me, but they're also like grown men. So I can't really compare myself to them yet because I'm still 16 years old and they're 20 years old, 19 years old. They're like literally grown men. But I see them and they have a lot more knowledge than I do. And obviously that comes with getting older and having coaches that can develop you, especially in college. They're so wise with what they do. That's why they're at the level they are. So I think the biggest thing for me right now is mentally just learning the game more. And I know whatever wherever I go to college, they're gonna develop me physically even more than I already am. So when I get out of college, I'm gonna be looking a little different. But yeah.
Two last things before I let you go. How much do you look forward to playing the schools from down the cities? That obviously you respect Bemidji, Alex, Brainerd, those schools, but when you get a chance to play a Rogers, somebody down there, what is your radar even up? Like, okay, this is a time to shine.
Well, whatever team we play, it doesn't matter. I still want to perform at my very best, but the fact that we can go down to like deep in the cities and play like Edina and Minnetonka,
Yeah.
Maple Grove, all those teams, it really means a lot, especially because we played these teams in like baseball and stuff, and I'm not a fan of some of them. So the fact that I get to play them in football, it's gonna be a fun experience.
Last thing for you. I mean, you mentioned this. You're 16 years old. Are you still able to enjoy high school? Like, this is a lot to deal with, man. This is adult stuff. Are you still able to enjoy high school on a day-to-day basis?
I am. Right now, I'm kind of busy because of track and baseball and mixing that up and working out on my own. But um, I am. But I also need to understand that like I have different goals than some of my friends do.
Mm.
Like my goal is to play college football and beyond. So there's going to be sacrifices that I have to make. I have to go to bed earlier so I can get up earlier and work out. Eating right, sleeping. Sleep is huge. Recovery is huge.
Yeah.
So there's things going forward, especially in the summer, that I really need to implement going forward, like recovery. That's a big thing, and sleep, and just so I can excel in my game.
How often is your phone blowing up? Like right now, you've been on with me. Do you have like 20 missed calls or texts right now?
No, not right now. I technically they can't until June
That's
15th, so
true.
hopefully
That's true.
once that goes around, we'll see. But
All right, I'll check back in on like June 16th to see how busy you are, okay?
all right, sounds good.
So thanks so much for doing this, Bud. Congratulations
Yeah,
on a great start, and we'll be
thank you.
catching up soon, okay?
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Taye Reich from Moorhead High School, sophomore running back, one of the best players in our area. And you saw there, he's got offers now from Kansas State along with Minnesota. I believe UND is offered as well. Stands to reason North Dakota State will get involved. But his talent level, you saw the highlights there. For anybody that watched the Spud football team this past year, they know how good number 7 is out there. And that's going to be the next big one. I'll go out on a limb, how big of a limb that is. He's the next big one here in our area. We'll take our final break. We'll come back. We'll get you ready for a great Sports Monday. Yeah, it's Monday. We got a lot going on to wrap up the month of March. We'll do that when Hot Mike wraps right after this.